Really? Do you want to kick us off?
Scott, first of all, I take it no new injury problems for you?
No new injuries, no. Had a little incident yesterday with Yalmar, but should be fine really, just a bit of a black eye from training. Other than that, everyone's fit, mate.
Given the positions of the two sides, we can build this up as a really big game. How do you see it?
Build up as a 6-pointer, mate.
Go back to the cliches, yeah.
Of course, big game, mate. Big game, like I always say. There would be every game's big, so and playing against a side that have come off a very good result as well. So we understand the magnitude of the game as early as we are still in this season, but we go down here with a big amount of confidence and hopefully going to put in a good performance.
I know we often talk in cliches and treat it one game at a time, treat it as just another game as well. What is your message to the players when you know that you can open up that 6-point gap between yourselves and West Ham, yet there's that pressure knowing that they can go level with you on points?
I won't mention it, to be honest with you. It wouldn't be something that is remotely mentioned, really. It's points, where people go, how far they come away, or whether they go level or not, it's really in irrelevance, really. My main message will be that what do we need to do to win the game at the weekend, and that's the main focus, and it's always been that, each game as it comes, so that will be the main message.
What confidence then do you take from handling this type of situation when you look back at the wins over Wolves, the win over Leeds United, more so than obviously what happened against Arsenal and them ending that run of consecutive victories?
Well, I think we take great confidence from them games for sure, the games we've won this year, the ones you suggested there. I think that also we take confidence from the majority of games this year. This is a young team that are constantly growing, constantly developing, and while on some of them occasions we've not picked up results, there's been huge positives to take from them, really. So, but like you said, the games where the ones we've won, we've obviously got our points and got them on the board, really. So we'll go into the weekend's game like we do every week to try and do that again.
You've seen a versatility within your squad as well. It was different ways of approaching games. We saw it against Liverpool where you were pretty deep, but against Arsenal it was getting on the front foot as well.
Yeah, it was. It's something that we've worked on a lot, really, in terms of trying to be really flexible and pose different questions to opposition coaches and players, and bring a different dynamic at times. And at certain moments we need to have the humility to have an understanding of what we're going up against and how we may need to go in that certain game. And then on the flip side, there's different ways we can play, really. So I'm really pleased with the development of that, and I still see that there's loads of parts of that what we still need to improve on. But for sure, it gives us massive flexibility, really.
When it comes to West Ham, have you seen a difference in them under Nuno? Obviously, you mentioned the fact that they got that victory over Newcastle last weekend.
I've seen a difference in a real small amount of games. They're coming off the back of a very good result against Newcastle, look very solid, and obviously got some real good players in their team, really. So Nuno is a well respected, and the job he's done at other places has been exceptional, really. So I have a full understanding of what we're going up against. It'll be a well organised team, really. So it'll be a tough game for us.
For all they've had that boost of that win, there's still discord between the fans and the board. Does that come into the thinking as well as a situation that you can maybe take advantage of, particularly if that atmosphere turns in the stadium?
Well, I think there's always an element of that. Every game you play, you're always trying to quieten down a stadium in any way you can, really. So regarding the full ins and outs of that, obviously I don't really know about that. I think regarding us, in terms of going into an away game in the Premier League, there's always a large element in prepping in terms of can we get off to a fast start here? Can we quieten this home stadium down? And that'll be important for us at the weekend for sure.
How do you feel when you see what happens or what's been going on at West Ham as well, Scott, given your association with the club?
Like I said, I don't really know the full ins and outs, really, and it'd be unfair of me and probably not wise of me to comment on that. I understand how football is sometimes, but that's probably where I stand with that one, mate.
But going back, how does it feel going back to West Ham once again?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back, and I'm sure I see some familiar faces. I had 4 absolute fantastic years there, which I loved every bit of, really. It's a fantastic football club that not only made me feel very welcome, but made my family feel very welcome. I felt really at home at West Ham. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going back and seeing some old faces.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Scott, good to see you. You talk about taking confidence from different games regardless of result. I'm sure a defeat will always be a defeat at the end of the day, but in those kind of games against, whether it's your Cities, whether it is your Arsenals, as you talked about last time out, can they often benefit your side in different ways, in ways that a normal run-of-the-mill 3 points usually would? And how do you ensure your players leave that 90 minutes without their heads down?
I think that's the big challenge. And I think the big challenge, obviously, first and foremost, we don't want to lose football matches. And like I said, we need to have an understanding of what we're going up against in certain fixtures in this division for the team we're going to be, while always having absolute ambition to try and get something out of the game. Then the balance comes with what you're suggesting there. Defeats can dent. Defeats can affect morale, can affect individuals. And I think the one thing this year, or certainly what I've tried to do, is while we've always been brutal on our assessment, and that comes from a defeat at Liverpool, for instance, where for 90 odd minutes we were superb and we conceded a last minute penalty. There's assessment going on there where we need to improve. But the positives are there's been some real positives in them games. We've never really been out of them games, and we showed glimpses and periods in them games where we've been hugely competitive and showed real quality. We're not just here turning up, just hoping. There's been real quality. We've shown bravery at times, and they're the constant things that I'm constantly referencing, showing, keeping belief. I'm not lying when I say that. I'm not making that up. It's clearly there. If there's a 9-minute game where that's not the case, I'll be the first to say it. But these are key moments. For instance, they've been key games or spells in games where we get a confidence from that, really.
You talk about key moments, key instances in games. A couple of key moments that come last time out against Arsenal. I'll throw a couple of names at you. From Hannibal, Marcus Edwards looked really exciting. Again, another player yet to start for you in the Premier League this season. How close are they to, and how big of a selection headache is that for you?
Yeah, it's the hardest part of my job is come a Saturday and you can only name 11 men, and sometimes that's or name a squad of 18 players. Sometimes it's easy because there's sometimes players don't deserve that by what their traits and their habits throughout the week or what you've seen, and that decision becomes very, very straightforward and very easy. The difficult ones are the ones that Marcus Edwards, for instance, he was absolutely pivotal for us last year. Has been exceptional since he came in, was probably a big reason that us as an attacking force went up from the moment he stepped in the building, was a massive part of it. Has come back this year and has not managed to get any game time, and that hurts me. I find that tough, really, really tough. I was so pleased for him at the weekend. He got his chance. He's been brilliant this week in trainers, like he has been since the start of the season, really. And Hannibal the same. And a few of these players, there's been a lot of players who have been in and out this year. Fleming don't start the season, has come in. These are tough decisions I have to make, and certainly giving me problems and certainly a headache. It's a good headache to have, to be honest with you.
And I know earlier you said it's still very early on in the season. We've hit that kind of 10-game mark now. You've averaged a point per game. That kind of form would have left you 13 points clear of the relegation zone last season. Are you pleased with where you're at? Are you ahead of schedule? Are you looking for more? Or where do you base yourselves?
I'm really, really pleased with where we are. Of course, you're always looking, or you want a little bit more. Of course you do, and there's been the ones that we spoke about. There's been a couple of games where you could have been a couple of points better off. That's not to be. On the flip side of that is that when we've gone into games under huge pressure, really, from our fixture list, there's been games that have been under huge pressure where we need to win or we need to get 3 points here, and we've managed to do that. For that gives me, I'm really pleased and satisfied with that.
Thank you very much, Scott and Joe. Cheers.
Hi, Scott.
Okay.
Is it more of the case now we're into the season, about you trying to kind of impose yourself on the opposition, not just kind of survive and frustrate and stay in games? And is that kind of an ongoing challenge for you?
Ongoing challenge, Scott, yeah. And again, I think that comes down to opposition at times, and at times you are forced into a block or defending because of the quality you're up against. Never is that the intention at times, and it's not the intention to maybe sit off teams and suffer, but due to the dynamics of this division and the quality that you're up against, sometimes that's just the way it needs to be. But yeah, I think the ongoing thing is us taking more control. We've definitely done that over the last 2 or 3 weeks. For Wolves, first half, we were absolutely exceptional. And there's been other games, even Arsenal, where a team, like we said, that arguably probably going the favourites to go and win the league this year, we tried to go front foot. We tried to go a bit more aggressive, and we done very well with that. So yeah, that's ongoing, mate.
Presumably the way you ended on Saturday, I mean, you hit the post right at the end of the game. You've actually played well in the second half there, haven't you? Does that help you leading into this week through the course of the last few days?
I think it does, yeah. First half, the weekend, we started the game really well, and looking back on it, we started the game really well. I think it was a hammer blow for us psychologically in terms of their first corner. Done a lot of work, and the first corner they get, they score. They get maybe where the players are at that moment in terms of, well, that was a bit of a hammer blow. We fall off it a little bit. Second half was a huge positive for us. I think that was down to us as well. I don't think that was down to Arsenal taking foot off the pedal. That was down to us, really. So that gives us the way the game ended in that, and the way we played in the second half gives us a lot of things to believe in.
Do you quite like going away from home and being a little bit of the underdog? You kind of relish that a little bit. I mean, at Molineux, the home crowd were quite anxious, weren't they? Potentially at West Ham, something similar, if you start well, could happen on Saturday.
Well, I think the reality is, and the facts are, we're going to be underdogs for a lot this year, and that's just the way it is. And there's certain traits and there's certain habits and certain things that underdogs need, and we've produced that this year, really. So, of course, like you say, we're going to an away game here, and it's a tough away game, but it's one that we fully believe we can get a result in, and we'll go and bring our best quality as always to try and do that, really.
Last game before the international break. Do these international breaks work in your favour? Do they allow you to kind of divide the season up a little bit, or are they a bit of a pain in the backside?
It's tough, really, so I don't really know fully where I sit with it, if I'm being brutally honest. I think there's part of me what sits and thinks, okay, this is a good time, maybe just take some breath, give the lads a little bit of time and just regroup a little bit, can do some work. But then in saying that, how much work can you do? Because a lot of players are away, and then the flip side as well, you're worrying as a coach that the players are going away, the level of work they're getting, they stay fit. So I'm always flipping and out of where I probably sit with it, and probably results determine that as well. But yeah, it is what it is, mate, and we obviously get used to these international breaks, and we work around them.
You mentioned the impact that some of the players had off the bench at the weekend. I mean, and going forward through December into January coming up, all these lads are going to be needed, aren't they?
Oh, for sure, mate, yeah. As always, you have a squad of 25 players, and yeah, you're going to need all of them. At this moment in time, we've been pretty good regarding injuries, but like I said, I was hugely pleased with the subs that came on the weekend. I thought they made a massive impact in the game, showed their quality as well. So yeah, I was pleased with that.
And what do you make of the kind of London Stadium? It's a bit different to Upton Park, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very different to Upton Park. I've not been back too many times. I think I took one team back there, Fulham team. So I've not really been around it to fully have an understanding. Like you said, it's probably very different to Upton Park. Upton Park was very intense, very close. It was, like we all know, going there, it was that was the way it was. It was an unbelievable stadium. This stadium's a little bit bigger, and obviously a little bit away from the pitch. But yeah.
Cool. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, Scott. Okay.